Hi there friends, it's Sarah with Ruffles and Rain Boots, and we're making these adorable bee gnomes. They're kissing, boop, and they're adorable. If you'd like to make them, stick around. As always, please give this video a like so I know you're here. Now, these are just a few inches tall. They're perfect for tiered trays. They lock together, they move together, and look at those wings, y'all. We're gonna make those wings. All right, so this is part of the magnetic kissing gnome pattern. I have 4 already made that I'm sharing with you, and I have ideas for so many more. They're adorable. For supplies, you're gonna need everything called out in the pattern. I'm using cotton fabrics, faux fur, magnets for noses, pantyhose, fill, and I use poly beads for weight. For the wings, you're going to need thin floral wire and a shimmer fabric. And we're just going to get started here with the pattern. Whether you sew or you use a hot glue gun, you're going to definitely need to cut out 4 body pieces. Easy peasy. The only tricky part of this pattern is the very hook, like the very tip of the body and hat, which is this hook. Use a fine tip glue gun and you're a-okay. There you go. You're just going to do that. Now you will have to make sure that you take note of what not to glue in the pattern. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn these hooks out first. So after you get the first one done, be sure to do the second so that they both set. Go back to the first and turn just that hook. I know this is kind of tricky to explain, so I'm not going to edit much of this out. All I'm going to show you is I'm pulling the 2 pieces back, and then I'm going to stick a bamboo skewer so that I can poke out the very tip. I do roll it between my fingers, and I use this skewer to sort of make sure I pop out the very tip of that. I'll show you in a minute what happens if you accidentally bust through a seam. So if that is a concern for you with hot glue, don't worry. I make the mistakes and show you how to fix them. All right, so now that you have it poked out, we're gonna put right sides together again, tuck that hook inside. Be sure to follow the pattern and leave a portion open that we indicated. Don't do it anywhere else. This pattern has been tested many, many times, and I assure you, this is the easy way. All right, so we're just gonna finish gluing this up, making sure to leave the bottom open like we've identified out there, and then we're just going to repeat it for the second gnome so that each of these can set. All right, so here you go. I'm going to show you I accidentally poked right through, and so I'm going to tuck in the fabric, then I'm going to glue it, then I'm going to squeeze it together and cut off the glue that comes out the end. Right? Super easy. Once you have the bodies there, we're going to make sure that they set, okay? Because we don't want any shifting in the hot glue. So then you can cut out your base pieces, and please note, they don't fit. They don't fit on purpose. Again, we try to make this really easy for you. I'll give you a tip after making, I don't know, 8 or 10 of these so far. Start with both edges of like the 2 ends, the 2 tips, and then secure everything else. You're going to be pulling out the body onto the base, and then you're going to repeat for the second gnome, cut off the excess, and then turn them inside out. No, right side out. So you can see here, it's small, but it's totally doable. And repeat. All right, so now we're going, there we go. Now we're going to fill a little bit of polyfill. I don't use food products in my gnomes. If you do, please disclose. All right, I'm going to add a little polyfill to the base only. I'm going to raid my daughter's pipe cleaner stash, and I'm going to use these chenille stems to give the structure to the body. So you can do this with stuffing, but I'll just tell you it's way easier when you have a thick chenille stem in there all the way on the very tip. All right, so now I'm just going to finish stuffing the body. All right. And then we're going to secure it closed just with hot glue. So I'm going to zoom in here and show you I'm tucking the edges of the fabric in. I'm adding a little hot glue, and then I'm going to squeeze them together. You can use your little hot glue fingertip protectors. I don't know why I didn't, because I did burn myself. So then you're just going to squeeze that shut. If any glue comes out, just snip it off. Repeat that for the second gnome, and then we're going to make sure you're cutting your hat per your pattern. See how I moved that one there so I could get the 2 bees? See? All right, so I'm cutting 4 hat pieces, 2 of which have to be swapped. Oh, there you go, swapped. And so again, I want to make sure that I get the part of the pattern that I want. And now I'm just going to do the same thing we just did in the body. Super easy once you get the hang of it. I don't know why I feel the need to sing on voiceovers. I apologize. That's not my strong suit. All right, so you're going to glue the tip of the hook. There you go. Repeat it for the second one so that they can dry and set, and then flip out just the hook again. There you go. Get that skewer. This is way easier to pop out because the hat is a little wider. And then you're going to glue this, but not all the way down because this is cotton. So we're going to make sure that we can create a hem at the bottom. So just be sure to follow the pattern. And I mean, it's super easy. Like I said, I spend a lot of time developing these so that we can all make them instead of warring with them, trying to reinvent the wheel, right? So we're going to just repeat that for the second hat, turn them both inside out, nope, right sides out, and then we're just going to stick it all the way on. So you're just going to thread the tip of the body into the tip of the hat and play. No, just kidding. If you need to learn how to cut faux fur, I do give you a beard size in the pattern, and I do have a video for cutting faux fur. So you're just going to make sure, please pay attention to where this calls out in the pattern because where we put the noses is super important. Now I am going to show you how to hot glue these noses together, but if you have a needle and thread, sew a running stitch around a circle of the pantyhose, stuff in your polyfill and magnet, and cinch it closed. You can do that even if you're using the hot glue method instead of the sewing method for these adorable little gnomies. Just do that for the nose if you want. It's really easy, but you guys always ask me for hot glue instead of sew, so here you go. And then what you're going to do is make sure, we talk about where to place this nose in the pattern, make sure it's there, and then glue that on, and you can scooch down the hat again, glue the tip of the inside of the hat to the top of the nose. There you go. And then pull the back down and secure the back of the hat because we are going to secure our wings to that. For the girl, I just made 2 little ponytails because this fur was not braidable. See how wild it is? So wild. She has wind-blown hair. She's a bee gnome. I really should script this stuff out because otherwise stuff like that just comes out of my mouth. All right, so I'm just cutting out any excess here so that this sits as flat as possible against the body. Again, you do have a little give in the nose or in the hat area for the nose, so it should slide right in. Once you have it positioned, always check it against the other one you've made, and that way to make sure that those do come together. The body is made a particular way so that this can happen, and they still look cute. All right, so now we're going to attach our ponytails and secure down the back of that hat. Hey, guess what? It's the really, really fun part. Let's make some bee wings. So I'm going to show you the shape. Here it is, 2 large wings on top, 2 small wings on bottom, and a sizable little part that we've sort of looped around itself for the center. That's going to be how we attach it securely. All right, so I'm just bending this thin floral wire. Again, I'm squishing down that center with the pliers so that I can be sure to have a nice attachment place. And then I'm just going to place this on top, flat, on top of a shimmery fabric. And you can buy this in scraps, by the way. There's always scraps of this, like at the craft stores. So here you can see I'm just going to take hot glue and fill each of these sections up. I'm not kidding. Isn't that adorable? It's so easy. I've not seen this done before. And so like I said, I try and innovate and bring you new ways to do things that are super easy. All right, so once you've repeated this, we're going to cut it out. Use smaller scissors. I had to go back through this a couple times to make sure I got close to the wire. Then I'm just going to squish the 2 sides together so it looks like this and attach them. Now, if you are selling these, I highly recommend you add a couple of stitches on for this because people are going to want to play with the wings, right? Because look at them. They're super cute. What do you think of this pattern? What do you think of these bee gnomes? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you being here with me. This is the funnest job I've ever had. Please like and subscribe for more crafty fun.